Hi Jumblies and welcome back to another video. And this one will again be discussing movies that I watched during October 2024. Yay, October, we're getting older.
I'm old.
I had hoped to upload one of these videos every month, but showing what I watched throughout the month, but alas, I am lazy and I lack motivation.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
The movies I watched in October were the original Scream movie, Beetlejuice, Challengers, Ready or Not, and Requiem for a Dream. Let's get into it. Up first, we have the movie Scream. It came out in 1996 and at this point is considered a cult classic. It's based around the fictional town of Woodsboro, and it's a slasher film about several high schoolers that have run-ins with a serial killer named Ghostface. This movie's been on my watch list for a really long time, but part of the reason I never watched it was because it's been talked about to death, it's been parodied, and I was already aware of the twist ending. After watching it, though, I understand why it has a cult classic status. The campy 90s horror that itself is meant to be a parody of the horror genre is just so good. The movie's super entertaining. It's got comedy, it's got gore, great acting. What more could you want in a horror movie from the 90s? In my opinion, 4 out of 5 cabbages. Moving on. The next movie on my watch list for October was Beetlejuice, the original one. It came out in 1988 and starred Alec Baldwin, Michael Keaton, Gina Davis, Catherine O'Hara, and Winona Ryder. And Jeffrey Jones, but we don't talk about him anymore. Similar to Scream, this movie is a cult classic level, or has achieved cult classic level status. It has been talked about endlessly, so I really don't know what other commentary I could add other than it's a fun, quirky Tim Burton movie, and the songs "Deo" and "Jump in the Line" towards the end of the movie were stuck in my head for like a week after watching it. 3 out of 5 cabbages. At this point, am I even reviewing the actual movies? I feel like I'm more or less just saying how they make me feel after watching it. This is so stupid. Oh, I hate myself. Anywho, the next movie on my list was the tennis movie Challengers. It came out earlier this year and was directed by Luca Guadagnino, I think that's how you say it, and stars Zendaya, Josh O'Connor, and Mike Feist? I don't know. So a quick synopsis of the plot to this movie is when they're younger, both Josh O'Connor and Mike Feist's characters have a crush on Zendaya's character, Tashi Duncan. She dates one of them, it doesn't work out, and then she dates the other one, they get married and have a little family, blah blah blah. Cut to 13 years later, the three of them have another run-in with each other at the ATP Challenger Tour. The two guys have a big match at the end, and Zendaya watches on as the movie cuts back and forth between 13 years ago and the present. When you're watching Challengers, the first thing that really caught my attention was the musical score. From the very first scene, when the music kicks in, I was instantly hooked. Well, come to find out, the person that helped compose the score was none other than Trent Reznor, the lead singer of Nine Inch Nails. And I've been a big fan of his work for a long time.
Wow.
The next thing that caught my attention was the cinematography. There's so many cool but bizarre camera angles. Like, my favorite one was towards the end of the movie when the camera's like underneath the tennis court looking up at the ball. I just thought that was really creative. And then a couple of the camera angles where it zooms in like past people. Like in the opening, it zooms in past the tennis referee and it goes like right past his head to the actual match. I thought that was really cool. So cool camera angles. I feel like in any other movie they would look really cheap and it wouldn't work, but here it works really well. The acting was great too. So overall, 5 out of 5. Very sexy and sensual cabbages.
Six. Accurate.
Are we talking Napa cabbages here, or... The next movie I watched was the comedy horror film Ready or Not. It came out in 2019 and was directed by Matt Bentinelli and stars Samara Weaving, Adam Brody, and Mark O'Brien. It centers around this girl named Grace, played by Samara, who is close to marrying into this really rich family. The family has made their fortune off board games, and as part of family tradition, any new family members have to play a game to get accepted into the family fold. Grace unfortunately picks the card, says ready or not, which means she has to survive the night while the family tries to hunt and kill her. And if they don't kill her by sunrise, they think something really bad will happen. Spoiler alert, she survives. Samara Weaving did a great job with this one, and she was obviously my favorite character. But my next favorite was surprisingly the dad. I don't know why, something about his performance I thought was interesting, and he was played by, I looked it up, I think it was Henry Chesney. I put in my notes here that the movie had some plot holes. Overall, it was a really fun dark comedy movie that you can watch with friends or at a Halloween party or something. It was nothing groundbreaking. It was just a fun movie. I'd give it 3 out of 5 cabbages. Big old cabbages. Big cabbages.
Are they nice and firm?
And last but surely not least, my final movie of the month of October 2024 was Requiem for a Dream. It's hard to say anything about this movie other than, wow. This movie is definitely not for everyone. It's pretty dark. I've known about this movie for a long time, but it wasn't until I saw Jeremy John's review that I finally put it on my must-watch list. And Jeremy sure wasn't kidding when he said this movie will fracture your soul. It's a gut-wrenching story about 4 individuals that really struggle with different drug addictions. 3 of the characters are on downers, while one of the characters is on uppers. So it follows their story, and it's a really horrible downward spiral for everyone involved, and they all become consumed by their addictions. I absolutely loved this movie. The acting is great, the story's great, the score by Clint Mansell is phenomenal. One of my only critiques of the film was the camera lens or the camera filter they used to film it. I understand it was a low-budget movie, but in some scenes it's very blurry or foggy. I feel like I've seen films older than this that looked better. It's a minor thing that I can get past because everything else in the movie is just so good. So for Requiem for a Dream, 5 out of 5 cabbages all day long.
Okay.
Now, talking about Requiem, I feel like this video is ending on a bit of a downer. So here's a little palate cleanser of my dog Maple. Isn't she just adorable? Oh God, she's so precious. Yeah, so go out, watch these movies, form your own opinion. Tell me if I'm right or wrong in the comment section. I probably won't read them. And thanks for watching and have a great day. I'm too blessed to be stressed.